lads, so today continuing on with the character showcases, today we're going to be having a look at the legend himself, the champion of the ring, Mask D. Masculine. I'm going to try and not say his name that many times as not to spam the video with his summon quote. But we're finally having a look at and I gotta say right from the get-go, unrelated to him, but it is really unfortunate that this entire fight, Renji, James, Kensei, and also Rose, they all ended up being normal attack damage characters. I mean, Rose isn't in the game just yet, so hopefully he breaks the curse, but it is really unfortunate that all three of the characters here are normal attack damage characters. Either way, though, I'm excited to have the character, and I gotta say, if there's anything to say about him, visually, I think this character looks great, especially in the character model. Like, I think I saw a comment on Reddit saying, like, he's one of the best characters that translates into the Brave Souls art style, and it really is true. Like, this character model is an absolute 10 out of 10. He looks so good, and I love that they did include James on his back. They even included James in the background, too, of the artwork. Like, in all honesty, this character, at least the way I intended for him to look in Brave Souls, is literally perfect. With that said, though, Master Masculine is a speed Quincy Stun Ritter with the Stun Ritter Killer ability. Now, I actually didn't realize it until yesterday that he only has Stun Ritter Killer, not Stun Ritter Killer Plus. It's a bit weird, but I guess they aren't ready to give normal attack damage characters that are mid-month Killer Plus. For today's showcase, we are going to be using at 2 out of 5 to level 10 attack and also focus. But looking at what this character does have to offer, he is the worst type of character you want to have your favorite character be, right? Being a guild quest normal attack damage character. We've already been through it a lot. It's the worst archetype of the game because he's a character that unfortunately is designed for you to not really play with him. He of course does have his value and he is great to have, but I'm not really going to be using him that much outside of guild quest content, which is super unfortunate because the way the character was designed, like every other guild quest character. And ultimately the reason for that is because the character's damage output is nerfed outside of guild quests, as he only has Flurry +1, but in Guild Quest, he has Flurry +2. Now, to a certain extent, outside of Guild Quest, you can use him if you want to. He does have Guard Break, Long Reach, and he has a good enough damage output. I mean, 105% normal attack damage with Flurry +1 and a team boost heal. I mean, it's good. But it would have been much better had the character just been given Flurry +2 outside of Guild Quest. But I guess for Guild Quest content, I mean, his damage output is going to be really high, right? Flurry 2, 105% normal attack damage, and then more melee damage, more killer effect, and of course he also does have the team boost / heal with the booster skill, so he is providing your team with 43% attack, focus, and also defense. But real quick, showcasing the character, more so in terms of how his strong attacks do play out, and how he plays in a normal quest if you do actually decide to use him, right? His normal attack string is a new variation of a normal attack that we haven't seen it that much. Funny enough, Kensei from the same fight actually introduces where it has like a really good AoE on that final hit, like 500 AoE around him. Obviously though, since he is a melee character, you are going to have to get up close and personal, which is where the SA2 does come in hand, which I love because it is James coming down. The one thing I always wanted with a Master Masculine unit was just have James appear in an SA2, hopefully be a boost, and I guess they made it better by making a team heal as well. But his other strong attacks are right from the anime, his SA1 being Star Beam, Star Laser he does to Rose. It makes sense, and his SA3 is the barrage attacks that he does do to Renji right before he does get absolutely destroyed. But my only complaint, I guess, is that the SA3 isn't long enough, because he spams that in the anime. But to get another look at the SA2, you can see James does appear there. It's cool. Again, like, in terms of a visual standpoint, and I guess even in playstyle, the character is perfect. Like, he's exactly what I expected in a Master Masculine unit. I would have loved for him to be an SP unit, but what I got is what I wanted. It's just unfortunate to a certain extent that normal attack damage characters in 2024 means that you're designed to not really be played with, and you're more so just there to be a guild quest normal attack damage character. In all honesty, I expected this character to be a Brave Battle unit, but I guess he ended up being a GQ character instead. And the Sobom again, absolutely amazing. His end pose is funny too. Overall, he's a fun unit, man, despite him being a GQ Nads character. And I guess it's also worth mentioning, finally we got a Stun Ritter in their Volstern ditch. In this case, the effect in the anime is super cool, and I want to see more characters in their holy forms, right? Finally, we get to see Mask in-game in his holy form, and the effect here just looks absolutely amazing. The red looks sick. The effects they have going for it is sick too. And they've actually upgraded it since we've got our first ever Volstern ditch Quincy. In this case, Kilgay, where he has more of a masking effect. Whereas Maski Masculine is more of a physical cape, as you can see here when we turn it, the effects turn alongside it. So really cool character visually. And I guess you can use him outside of Guild Quest. And to be fair, you could even get a use of him in break battles if you really want to. At least right now, because he is not a human. He's a speed character with a team boost and heal. If you get enough dupes of him, you can build him to be a full defense character to counter someone like Renji, which is kind of funny, but appropriate at the same time. When it comes to how he performs in Guild Quest, however, let's talk about it. So he is definitely a much needed character, because if we actually have a look at currently alternative options for normal attack damage characters, right? Melee, Stun Reticulum, you'll see here that one, this Guild Quest even lacks good leads besides, of course, Ichigo. Other than Ichigo, there's almost no good leads. And then when it comes to normal attack damage units, they also are kind of lacking here. Tsukishima is a decent substitute, likewise with Chad, but their damage output is super low compared to the current standard of normal attack damage characters. And then Sergeant is a somewhat good normal attack damage unit. He, after all, does have Flurry 3, but he has no built-in bruiser and no team boost. So this Guild Quest has been lacking and has been desperately needing a new normal attack damage unit with high damage output. More specifically though, of course, with a team boost SA2. So he is definitely much needed, especially in the Nightmare difficulty. When it comes to very hard, you can likely just solo it with Ichigo. I mean, the team does get better when you throw in Mask, but Nightmare, I'd say, is where this character really does shine because you aren't going to brute force your way through it with someone like Ichigo. For today's build though, the way we are building this team, of course, we are using Ichigo, right? So we're using a fortification pill, a Masanka, and also a Lieutenant's Badge to give Ichigo more strong attack damage. We have Ichigo, Nanao, and also Chad giving us a mixture of recharge, full stamina, etc. Now, my character is max transcended, but to make this showcase a tad bit more fair, I have removed his transcendence, so only SP level 10. So if you just bought the character today, because he did just re-release, you can potentially replicate how this character does perform, assuming you have similar good links. For bonus abilities, we've given the character full stamina and also damage to lash rated enemies. For Master Marskin, we're going with full attack, Golden Chappy Hollow Bait, with a mixture of normal attack damage and also full stamina. So remember, this character naturally has like 105% normal attack damage, right? So if you can potentially give him a different multiplier, it's going to increase his damage output even more. So that is why we are using this Lily Netlink, which, yes, she is giving normal attack damage, but because it is only at full stamina, it's a different multiplier, so it scales higher than just 20% normal attack damage. Tsukishima, though, is giving normal attack damage and also full stamina, so you can't go wrong with that link. And then we're also using Shinji, which is giving 30% more full stamina damage. With Ichigo on our team, since he can apply Lacerate, enemies can't attack when they are lacerated, at least in Guild Quest. It should allow this character to stay at full stamina. Again, this character is 2/5, so level 10 attack and also focus, with full stamina and also damage to lacerated as bonus abilities. Now, the way you are going to build Mask, by the way, is if he is going to be your team booster, the only one in your team providing a boost, you're better off stacking recharge and also full stamina damage. That way you can still do damage, but also stack that boost. In my case, though, because I want Mask to do damage, we're using Tenjiro instead. So he's going to be our dedicated team booster, and with that, we've given him full stamina and also recharge. I mean, his damage really doesn't matter anyway, but he's mainly just there to boost our team, more so Ichigo and also Mask. Now, the reason why I'm using Tenjiro in particular is because he will be giving 30% more damage to my Ichigo when he does inflict a status summon. And if anything, we might as well take it a step above and beyond and throw in the Mugetsu link to get 20% more strong attack damage on my Ichigo. This might mean there's going to be a few seconds of downtime where a boost isn't active, but I think we will benefit more having that extra strong attack damage. Alright then, so let's see how this team does go. So first up, we are going to use our SA3. And hopefully we did get a status proc, so let's hold it down. There we go. Good damage right there. And you're going to see when Mask comes in clutch, right? When we have no strong attacks to use, we're kind of relying on Mask to do that extra bit of damage. All right, so Meninya is now focused on us. Let's use our 2 there. We got a status proc, lovely. Going into Bazby, I kind of want to use my summon here. So let's do that. Might as well charge up the SA3. Use our 2. And then a 1. Hopefully we got a status proc. Believe we did. This could be a bit awkward now. We have like no good strong attacks here. SA2. It's kind of all over the place, but now we're just relying on Master Masculine to do his damage. There we go. And then going into the final boss. SA3. Into the 1. And now we just let him do his job, right? He's there to do his normal attack damage. The enemy can't attack us because we have the lacerate procs. And then we'll let him do the finishing job. There we go. Let me just... Last couple hits in. There we go. There we go. So it's really tough, I will be honest. I didn't expect this guild quest to be as slow as it potentially could be with a character like Mask and also Ichigo in the team. But remember, right, we got 8 seconds there, but this is a 3 times damage guild quest. So the times are always going to be slower when compared to a 5 times damage guild quest, right? We talked about it with Candice, but every time we get a new character design for Guild Quest, people always say they're disappointing because they can't get super fast clay times on what you're maybe used to when it comes to normal Guild Quest, where it has 5 times damage. In this case, though, unfortunately, and it shouldn't be like this, it is 3 times damage. But we were able to beat that with 8 seconds to spare. We can get faster, but it really comes down to the team that you are using, right? In fact, on your screen right now is a run that I did do with my Max Transcended Ichigo, and we were using Zangetsu to buff up Ichigo's damage output, get 40% more strong attack damage. And the idea, because I do have a Max Transcended Ichigo where my damage output is significantly higher, the idea was that Mask is going to be our dedicated team booster, but if we can clear fast enough before the team boost does wear off, it wears off around 40 seconds, by the way, I wouldn't need to give this character recharge and full stamina, and instead we can focus on the exact build that I used in my first run, with just as much normal attack damage as possible. And in this case, the run was going quite well. Obviously, since now Ichigo can do significantly more damage since he is Max Transcended, we're able to get through most of the waves like 1 or 2 strong attacks, and any leftover damage that I need to do, instead of using another strong attack, Mask can come in and use normal attacks. Now, I will say the run itself wasn't perfect. We definitely can shoot for 40 seconds remaining with this team, maybe even more. But it really comes down to where Mask does stand, if he even wants to use his normal attacks. But the run was going very well right up into the end where I made a few mistakes. My SP boost wore off and also the team boosted wore off too. But I guess it's an example run of Mask with Ichigo when Ichigo is at least Max Transcended. Alright then, so let's try that again. This time we've given Ichigo 1000 additional focus, so assuming you have the character 2-5. We'll let off the SA3 early there. That's fine. The lad Mask is coming through, using his normal attacks to finish up any enemy that we haven't actually finished up. Let's go here, SA1. Not too bad. Usually I want to use my summon here, but we might as well use it now. Let's use the SA3. Somehow, unfortunately, Tanjiro got a status proc. How does that happen? It's like, that slows us down big time, I will be honest. It's fine. Let's back up here. SA1. We got the heals going. It's not going too bad. SA3. Didn't want to charge it there, but Mask is doing his damage. Looking a lot better here. This is looking almost better than my Max Transcended Ichigo run. I mean, granted, we aren't going to kill in like the next 5 seconds, but we did get a status proc. That's not bad. 23 seconds remaining. So Mask really does make a big difference here, right? If we don't have Mask, let's see what our clay time would look like, because it's going to look drastically different. So in this case, who would I want to replace him with? I want to say Chad. But Chad's damage output's super low. I guess my next best thing is going to be Sergeant. So in this case, it's a 2-5 Sergeant. 500 additional attack, 1000 focus. Let's see what he's looking like. Now, Sergeant does have the advantage of never having attribute disadvantage. So he's going to have that going for him. And in that case, I'm not sure what boss I want to actually sub him on. When it comes to my soul traits, though, what do I actually want to use here? I believe we're going to do this. And also Shinsui. Good full stamina, good attack. Let's jump into it. All right, then, so here we go. Sergeant's time to shine without Mask. It's a Mask showcase, but we're not using him. But it just goes to show, like, we need to give an example how big of a difference he potentially does make. So did we get a status proc? I believe we did. Sergeant's doing some good damage here, but this is against the boss where he does have attribute advantage. I guess in this case, let's just use our SA3. We actually took damage there, but luckily, we went back up to full stamina through Tanjiro. So Tanjiro is still really good, by the way. I know there was a lot of disappointment in him being a Nat character, but honestly, he's been really good in Guild Quest. He really has. Let's go here. Use our summon. Might as well charge up the SA3 since we have the full opportunity to do so. Let's use our SA2. That's not the greatest. I will be honest to back up. SA1. We didn't get a status block, unfortunately. That has resulted in Sergeant dying. Let's continue on, though. Can we actually finish up with just us two? Maybe not. Maybe not. Not looking too good right now. Can we get a status pro, please? Did we finish it? I mean, we finished it with 1 second to spare. We'll do another attempt. But I definitely didn't go as planned. Let's try that once more. All right, then attempt number 2. Again, same plan. Let's just start off using our SA1 so we can actually charge up the SA3. And then by the time we actually let it off, the SA1 does come back in time. Oh, crap. So Sergeant, I forgot, is immune to stat. He's not immune to weakening. So that just goes to show why Sergeant isn't the greatest when it comes to this guild quest. Because he's actually not doing damage. I did not realize this. So you're going to have to give him a bonus ability and also a link to get him to do damage. Or we try and keep him in the middle, which we potentially can do. Now, he took damage again, but luckily for us, Tanjiro's been an absolute goat right now, healing us back up to full stamina. Let's use the SA3. Fully charge it. There we go. Back it up. SA1 into the 2. Can Sergeant do damage? Tanjiro goes down. Not looking too good right now. All right, here we go. Yeah, we're going to have to give him weakening. Or weaken resistance. Can we actually finish up with one strong attack left? Another 1 second run. So we're going to do one more attempt with this team. But now that we have Master Masculine in my account, what we can do, right, is use 2 normal attack damage characters. So we're going to keep Sergeant in, but now we're going to tag in Master Masculine. All right, so now that we're using this team, Master Masculine does let us use 2 characters here. So in this case, the way we are building Sergeant is by using the Zangetsu link, White Zangetsu in particular, where he will be offering 20% normal attack damage and also 55% weaken duration. And then through bonus abilities, we have given him weaken resistance. That way he is now fully immune. He can do normal attack damage. And then with Master Masculine, we'll bring back the quote for one time, since we are wrapping up the video soon. We are going to be using full stamina and also recharge. This way he can do damage, but also heal and boost the team as much as possible. This team should work well. Let's see how it does go. Hopefully, though, we can beat this in one attempt. So let's start off using the SA1. Get right in the middle. Use the SA3. We actually didn't inflict a status summon there, but luckily the strong attacks did actually push back the boss. So she actually didn't damage us. So here we go. Really good damage here from both of our teammates. There we go. Going into Basby, let's use R2, then 3. Fully charge it. We didn't get a stance proc. That is super unfortunate. But luckily, James has come through. Healed our entire team. You'll love to see it. Big up, James. And then going into Sangdu. I guess we might as well use our Soul Bomb. The SP boost is going to wear off soon. Hopefully not too soon, though. Let's fully charge the 3. Yeah, run is looking way better here. So using 2 normal attack damage characters, honestly, it can be a way to go. So now Sergeant has used his Vortex. We've been healed back up, so you can make mistakes, and in this case, finishing up the SA3, 50 seconds to go. So, yeah, I'm liking the team, honestly. This is a decent team that you can rock. It might not get the highest score, but it will be consistently beating it with 14 seconds to spare. For our final run, though, let's not use Ichigo, and instead see how far we can take it when we only rely on our normal attack damage characters. So, let's see how this does go. First boss is going well, though. Let's go here and use our SA2. The awkward part with Toshiro, right, being used here is the fact that we don't really have high damage output on our strong attacks since we are a ranged character. But it's not going too bad. Let's summon here. And that means our strong attacks can't really kill the small, Quincy enemies, which usually it would do. Let's wait for Toshiro or Basby to get unfrozen. Now, for example. Okay, we took some damage, but it's fine. Let's go here, SA2. Might as well use our EX while we can. Maybe I should have used it earlier. Unfortunately, Master's taken some damage there. Hopefully, it's not too bad. Okay, it's going well. We're not beating it, obviously, but if we can get to the final boss, that's kind of cool. Okay, just let them do their normal attacks. Boost is still active, and we got into Candice, so there you go. That's maybe something you can do if you don't have Ichigo. Is just use your 2 NAD characters and then maybe bring Toshiro just to ride the crowd control, right? It's not really a great team, but the fact that we were able to get to the final boss without using any SP damaging leads is kind of cool. At the very least, though, if you don't have Ichigo, you can maybe try that team in very hard, and that would definitely beat it. So yeah, overall, I really, really do like this character, but at the same time, as with any GQ normal attack damage character, Flurry +2 only in Guild Quest character, it is sad that, I can't use them outside of Guild Quest and just be an overall fun, good NAD unit. As always with any of my favorite characters, this is the character I was looking forward to. I would have loved him to be an SP unit as well. And here's hoping in the future we can still get that. But from a design standpoint, I'd say this character is almost like a 9 out of 10, a 10 out of 10. Like, he's exactly what I want him to be. His model looks great. It's nice to finally see Quinties in their Volstanditch. And it sets a great standard for upcoming Quinties in their Volstanditch. Hopefully looking as cool as Master Masculine looks really cool here. Love that they managed to include James in the strong attack kit and also in the model. Strong attacks, I think he looks great. They're all right from the anime. The only complaint I guess I have with him again is that he is a GQ Najuni. That's like the only thing I can really say that's bad about him. But then again, as unfortunate as it is, these characters do need to exist. Like, he is good for what he wants to be used in. The melee stammer to Gyokquest, they lack normal attack damage characters like this, and he's a great addition to that. If you pull him, you're definitely going to use him. He makes your team better. The only thing I would have loved more, though, is that if he got Flurry +2 outside of Gyokquest, because then he would have been a lot better outside of GQ. Like with every other GQ Nat unit, would really love for these GQ specific heroes to just be done with. Just make the character good in and outside of Gyokquest, we're still gonna pull for them. It makes no sense making the character worse, where him having Flurry +2 honestly wouldn't make that much of a difference from a gameplay standards. Where it does matter is in Guild Quests, and that's where it can be broken. So I feel like it's a bit ridiculous for him to only have Flurry +2 in Guild Quests, and of course that critique goes for every other GQ character that we have gotten and are going to receive in the future. Overall cool unit, really happy he's in the game, really happy to have him. Would have preferred if he was an SP unit, but I'm still happy nonetheless with how he did turn out, because I'm getting used out of him, and he definitely made this Guild Quest a lot more bearable. Especially if you don't have Ichigo. No Ichigo, no mask is going to be quite brutal in the Nightmare melee stammer to Guild Quest. Hope you guys enjoyed the video though. In the comments below, let me know what you guys think about him. I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.
The Superstar Masculine!